This has been a very challenging 24 hours, and I've been wanting to be by myself, but not wanting to be by myself. I just had a great dinner with a good friend, and I'm just here because I want to invite folks up to share their hearts, what they're feeling. I am still in shock, but not shocked, disgusted, just really, I feel like being in community, and I haven't done this in a long time. So, I would love to come on here and tell y'all I got all the answers. I don't. I'm still rocking my Kamala sweatshirt. I got to hear Big Sis speak earlier today, and do it with such grace. And I'm just so remarkably frustrated. I feel sick. I'm tired. I only got 2 hours of sleep. I couldn't sleep. But I just want to be in community with y'all, and I'm going to invite folks up to share. So just know for me, like, I have zero tolerance for BS today. So if you get on here and can't be respectful of the folks who are commenting in this room, for folks that want to share their hearts, if you have something nasty to say about KDH, I'm not going for it. Not today, not ever. So if you want to share, I'm going to make sure that I welcome you up and we can talk. If you have a question, you can ask your question. If you want to vent, you have an opportunity to vent. But I'm not taking no Kamala Harris slander. Okay? Not now, not ever, not then, not in the future. So yeah, I'm gonna invite some folks up to share, and I want to make sure that our space always feels safe and respectful and all that good stuff. So let's see who we have. Okay.
Hello. I don't know. Can you hear me? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I don't know why it's doing this.
Okay, perfect.
Somebody's Wi-Fi.
Thank
Okay, I see you
My
now.
name is Suzette, and I am from the South Side of
Hi, what's your
Chicago.
name and where are you from?
Well, well, thank you
Mm.
for
Hi,
creating this
Suzette.
space
Thank
this
you for
this
being
evening.
here.
I
Tell me
am
how you're
sick to my
feeling.
stomach. I am a women's rights activist. I am a gender-based violence consultant. I work in a very white woman feminist space as a Black womanist. And the intersectionality of my work is painful. And I'm heartbroken today because when Black women vote, we vote for all women. And when white women vote, we see, yesterday the majority of them voted for themselves. And I'm heartbroken. It makes my daily work difficult. It makes it really difficult. And you know, I saw somebody say, like, Black, take off your cape and you cover, relax and get some rest. And I feel like that's the space that I'm in now. Um, I need some rest because being out here fighting, feeling like I'm fighting for everyone in a space where there are people only fighting for themselves is really difficult. And so I need a break. I just need a break.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one, thank you so much for your work. It wasn't easy before, and it's definitely not going to be easy now. One of my favorite things that our vice president said to me when we first really met and had the opportunity to sit down was, "You are not alone." And the irony of that, Suzette, is she told me that right on the other side of Trump's election,
Yeah.
because the same year that Hillary lost was the year that we gained a Kamala Harris in the Senate. And so there are two Black women. She passed the baton to LaFonza, and LaFonza passed the baton to two remarkable women who will be allies for you, Lisa Blunt Rochester and Angela Also Brooks, one out of Delaware and one out of Maryland.
Yeah.
So you're not alone. There are leaders like the badass Maxine Waters, too, and so many others, Joyce Beatty, Marilyn Strickland, Yvette Clarke, who's likely to be the next CBC chair, Marcia Fudge, who's no longer in Congress but is an amazing sister, who was also the Secretary of HUD after she left Congress, Summer Lee, Ayanna Presley, like some amazing women. And so every time that we think that we can't handle what's before us,
Yeah.
I hope we think of that and still acknowledge when we feel too tired, too weak, too frustrated, too
Thank you.
enraged to
I
carry on.
appreciate you
So I'm really
again
grateful
creating the
that you
space.
came on to share. And oh, somebody said Bonnie Watson Coleman.
I love
Absolutely.
that.
It's a
I
bunch of
love
people I
that.
didn't name. Robin
Thank you for
Kelly. I can name
sharing.
all my old CBC bosses. Mm-hmm. So thank you. Thanks, Suzette. I'm sending you so many hugs. I want you to know I'm holding back tears. I do not like to see you not
Yeah,
break,
it's
but just
yeah,
be
it's
pushed
hard.
to
Like
the edge. I can tell your heart is so
I
good.
always fight for the underdog. I'm at all the rallies. I do all the marching. I was the closing speaker at the Women's March here in 2018. I've been
Mm,
covered by the New York Times twice. I've been in Ebony magazine. I do the
wow.
work, and I just do it in a space that's not safe. And so I got to
Yeah.
figure that out. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. We,
Absolutely.
we're going to claim divine protection and safety, and we're
Absolutely.
gonna figure it out together. One thing we know is that
I
we're safer together.
I can
But I
only
feel the
imagine on your level what
same
it feels
fears you
like.
feel.
Yeah.
I really do.
But
But
yeah, cyber hugs. Thank you
you are
so
not alone.
much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I receive it. And
absolutely.
we gonna hug Kamala
Thank
back. Look,
you.
there's my shirt. We
But
hugging her too. Thank you
I
so much,
appreciate them,
Suzette.
guys. I
Thank you.
really
Thank
do.
you.
Thank you. I need
And
all
you're
of it.
getting a lot
Thank
of
you.
love
We
in the
all do.
comments too,
We
by
all
the
do.
way.
We all do. Thank you.
Yes. 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 Thank you so much. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna bring in another. Here we go. Thank you guys for being here. We just sharing. You can share in the comments or you can join the
Good, how are
live. I just
you?
want to facilitate space. Hey, how are you?
I just actually just joined because a friend of mine
Good. Thank
told
you.
me about this conversation and I wanted to join in. I didn't expect for you to accept my request right off the bat, so thank you for that. Ah,
No problem.
well,
I just
hey,
saw it, but the
thank you. I
first one
think
that
the
pops
only
up, I'm
thing
selected. I'm not
that's really been
being
going
choosy.
on in
So,
my mind is I voted blue all the way down. And one of the first things I was telling a friend of mine, the realization that I had in my mind was I'm shocked at how little I feel like I know my neighbor and how little I know my community, you know?
mm,
And I think it's very important for us to feel our
yes.
feels. Absolutely important for us to feel that. But one of the things that I started to do, and I'd posted this on my own Instagram, is I said, I don't want to know, I don't need to know who you voted for because what's done is done. It's done. But I want to know why. I'm no, I was coming at it from the perspective of being completely judgment free. I just want to know why, so I can get a better idea of the community that I'm in and why it is that they made the decision that they did. And it's been very, it's been very educational. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you gotten an
It's the
answer
question
as
I'm
to
going to
why
continue
yet?
to
Or are you
ask.
just
I've
saying that's the
gotten
question
a
I'm going to
decent amount of
continue to
answers
ask
already
folks?
to the point I had to put like my phone down. But you're the reason I picked my phone back up, so I appreciate you making this safe space. I don't want to take
Mm,
too much time from everybody else, but I hope that we can get to a place where we're able to process our thoughts, our feelings, and then also figure out, okay, there's a lot of energy here. Now, what can we do with that energy? So,
mhm. Yeah. Yeah, there's so much energy here. Well, thank you so much for your share. I want to know why too. If I'm being super candid with y'all, I've been walking around today like, okay, y'all tried to put this election at the feet of black men, and black men for the most part showed up consistent to how they did in 2006, in 2012,
mhm.
2016, and 2020. Meanwhile, white men, white men again, white women, white women again, and then Latino men also, in large numbers voted for her opponent. And for me, I just, for the life of me, cannot figure out why or what. I hear all the answers. There's somebody in the comments now saying, y'all abandoned the working class. I'm sorry, this is the person who took on price gouging on the state level and has pledged to do that on the federal level. A person who had a plan for solving for economic disparities in our personal economics and in our national economics, had a whole plan and not a concept of a plan, but that wasn't good enough. There's someone who wanted to create some type of structure
Oh,
and reform for immigration, but not mass deport people on day one. So for the life of me, I don't understand why, like, as a Black woman in this country, we don't, it's not just twice as good anymore. It's like 15 times as good. And even when we're that good, it's not good enough. More qualified, better and more articulate, clearer, moral, like, I just don't get it. And so I'm not here to say, like, here are all the answers, I got them. I don't. I'm here questioning with y'all, and would like to get to a solve. Maybe it's my control issues, right? I'd like to figure it out. But if I don't, I'm just happy to be in community with
yeah,
and
I think that's
knowing
the
that
most
we are
important
not
thing,
alone.
right?
We're
Like,
all going to be
figure
working
out
together
what
to
to do
figure it
with
out.
this energy. And so, again, it's really great that you're using this time and sharing this with people. I'm glad I saw the person before getting to share their thoughts and their feelings. Just caught the tail end of that. But I'm continuing to send my love to everybody. I will say the one thing before I jump off, because I did want to answer some of the why. I think what I'm learning is that I didn't realize that even though, I would tell people that, you're just too, your algorithm is too, you're in like your own echo chamber, you're in your own bubble. I've realized I was in my own. And that was a bit misguided on my end. I'm still happy with the
Yeah.
way that I voted, but I hope that we take this time to grieve, to process, and
Yeah.
then to figure out what our next steps are. But thank you so much for sharing the space, and thank you to the Black community for voting. Oh, my name is
Thank
Anish. I'm from Chicago.
you. You didn't tell me your name and where you're from.
Hey,
I love it. We got two Chicago people back to back. Wow.
I know. I
Okay, Chicago.
used
Was
to be in
Chicago
Arizona, so
delivered
I'm
or
very happy
Illinois
that
delivered?
I'm here.
But yeah.
I I thought about that too,
Although
but
I don't know, we might have needed you in
who thought I
Arizona.
was trying to be honest.
But
Same here.
no
Thank you.
matter
Thank you
what,
for
I'm
having
glad
me.
your vote counted, no matter what. But thank you for being here, Anish.
I,
Absolutely.
yeah,
See you
ask
soon.
why. Oh, God, do
Hopefully.
I have to?
Working together. Asking why. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm bringing in. Here we go.
How are you?
Okay.
Well, my name
Hi,
is
how are you?
Pablo. I'm from New York, but I
Good.
do stay in Dallas
Tell
now.
me your name and where you're from.
Just like heartbroken. I feel like this was my first time voting, I will say. And I feel like as a black man, who saw Obama, I stayed home from school. I can remember, watching Obama inspire me when his inauguration. Like I made sure I was sick. That was like a moment for me. And I feel like just to think now the world that we're going to be living in, this police immunity, just all these type of policies that's going to go in place, like what's that going to look like for me as a black man, even staying in Texas now, where it's an open carry state where, so many things could just happen so fast. And, it's kind of no protections anymore. It's no type of like, for me, that I felt like that. I felt, when I was younger, I volunteered on Sean Patrick Maloney's campaign for, when he was doing for gay rights and the gay rights marriage in New York. That was something that I was like, wanted to be, involved in. So now it's just like, even if I wanted to go out and advocate and I wanted to go and, protest, these type of systems that they're putting into place that I feel like people were misinformed about. Like that's something that I realized, I guess, with this election. Like it's so much misinformation that people are kind of like so receptive to,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just okay with being pushing this misinformation. They don't really want to do the digging. They don't want to hear the truth. And when they do hear the truth, it's, oh, I'm going to bypass that because, they're naive to think that, the way how far we've come, we can't go back. And I feel like that's kind of like something that I'm realizing. Like, I'm an adult now. I'm 26 years old. This is something that where it's like I'm starting to plan my next steps of life. What I want to do for my business, where I want to go, how I want to, raise a family, what type of world I want to bring my family into. And I don't even want to have kids at this point. I feel like why would I want to bring a kid into this world where it's no protection for me, let alone our youth? There's no plan. They're trying to take away the board of education. It's just so many things that I feel like me growing up, it was like something that I took for granted. So to even think, it's just it's something where I'm a broadcaster, so I go live on another platform, and my whole day, I've just really been trying to figure out like, what is the plan? Like, I feel like I didn't even have a contingency plan for this because I didn't expect this to happen. So it's like that's the conversation that I keep trying to push, like on my platform. Like, what is the plan? Like, what can we still do as a whole? Because one thing I realize is every other culture, they stand together. They stand together. They're in unison, and no matter what, they move as one. And I feel like us as a whole, we have to understand like we have to be like this. Us, or
Yeah, I disagree. I think it's some Latinos on that might be on here that would tell you they
no,
didn't stick
no,
together.
but this is why
It's
I
the
say
people
we
that
need to stick
voted
together
for
because I'm
mass
Puerto Rican and I'm
deportations
black.
for
So
them.
I'm
So
both. My mom is Puerto Rican. My dad was black. No, and that's why I was
hmm
heartbroken. I couldn't
but
believe
you
it in
do
my
see
mind
that
because it's
the
like,
number of
do you not
Latinos
understand
live
the concept of really what's
particularly
going
in
on? You saying because you're
yeah
not Mexican, do you understand that you're not being Mexican doesn't change how a person views you and how they group you together? So that's something where for me, it's like, even my friends,
exactly
I've even realized my peers, like I had to kind of like,
right
okay, I have to put you into perspective to understand what type of, person I have, how my interaction is going to be with you. Very limited. I can't really do too much because we don't value the same things. We don't see the same viewpoints, and you are misinformed and don't care about the truth. So it's just definitely something that I've realized. But like I said, I keep trying
yeah
to find a plan forward. So I'm really trying to just figure out like whether it's even in your local state and where you at, figuring out your rights that you have, arming yourself, being ready for informing yourself just on every policy that's out there. Even when it comes to, I know Texas right now with the abortion, they're trying to make it to where like you can't take the local road to even go to on an out of state of abortion. So just understanding, informing yourself, and voting for those things. Like people say the vote don't matter, vote. Like it. If this didn't show you that it don't matter, that red map was insane. I couldn't even believe it was insane.
yeah. Well, I'm so glad you shared. I think what is the plan is a good question for all of us to
Thank
consider
you.
and
Thank you for having
determine
me. I
what our
appreciate it, Angela.
collective
Thank you.
responsibility is. So thank you so much for your share. Really appreciate it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, okay, I am going to invite someone else up. There are a lot of comments. You can feel free to share there or another place. Again, just a reminder for those of you who just joined, my request is that you be responsible with your words, that you are clear, and that you don't throw any Kamala shade. I'm not here for any Kamala shade. It will be removed immediately. And I'm seeing some of the crazy comments. I will remove you as well and probably block you. So there's that. But we're keeping the floor open. It is a safe space, so that means we gotta move with respect. Okay. Here's the next person.
Peace.
Hello.
Uh,
I'm good.
disappointed,
How are
but not
you?
surprised. All right. Right. So I'm at work.
Tell me your
I just say my name
name
is
and where
K.
you're
I'm
from.
from Virginia. All right.
Okay. Well, thank you for tapping in, Kay from
Okay.
Virginia.
So
I express
we're
and
gonna
share
get
your
deep for a second.
disappointment as well. What's on your heart?
The reason why, at the bottom line, is white supremacy fallacy. Is it permeates our entire society. Um, Bigotry, xenophobia, sexism, on and on. Even those who don't benefit from it seek it out, hoping to gain proximity to whiteness to power. People voted against their own interests. They will continue to do so. In this instance, Kamala was a threat. It's so much that I want to say right now. I don't think that sadness is productive. I think anger is productive, but it has to be aimed. It has to be directed. It has to be utilized for a common good. What everybody needs to do now, step back, take a breath, take a beat, stretch, eat, get you some rest, because this fight is not over. We need to approach it differently.
Right.
We need to occupy every position that affects our community, whether directly or indirectly. Need to police officers, firefighters,
Yeah.
garbage men, nurses, doctors, electricians, politicians. We need to occupy these spaces. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be work.
Yeah.
White supremacy fallacy is a formidable enemy. We cannot give up. You understand? I understand you're
Thank you
heartbroken.
so much. Yes, got it.
I'm angry.
Thank you so much. Yes, and here this is called holding space, and so both emotions are fine. I want people to be real about where they are, but I'm grateful for you calling in from work. We're gonna tap in with some other folks as well, but thank you so much. You said anger's productive, sadness keeps you stagnant. We got you, brother. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, folks. We are going to grab someone else. I just want to make sure y'all know it's a safe space no matter what the emotion is. You can feel free to share. We're just not taking any um, disrespect in here today, but we're all good. It's been a very productive and respectful conversation. So we are inviting somebody else up now.
It's Alderwoman
Hello.
Harris. I'm from New Bern,
Good.
North
How are you?
Carolina,
Tell me your
and
name and where you're from.
I am like just still trying to pull myself together because it this season I worked as a poll protector through nonprofits that had money out there, and I was so disappointed on how many people that look like me that waited to election day, 7:10. They find out that they're at the wrong location. They got 20 minutes and they're driving with other people, and these people have to go to other polls. It broke my heart. I'm disappointed in family, my white family that voted for Trump. It makes me feel like you voted against me and who I am and what I represent, my children. I'm a breast cancer survivor. It's like how are you my family and love me and shed tears when I went through something so traumatic, but you aren't intelligent enough to understand the difference on who was the better candidate. I'm frustrated with my people that we think it's a joke. Everything is a joke, but we don't understand civics to the fact that they have all three levels of the branches of government maxed out right now. So if they want to, when they want to, in that project 2025, this is a real thing. And people are taking it like a lightly. And it's like my heart is broken. And at the end of the day, it just shows that they do not want a woman to be president. And numbers don't lie. And I know that I have to dust myself off. I know that I have to, pull myself together. And the mission is Civics 101 and voter education and voter registration, because we have a local election next year and there's an election every year. And I'm tired of seeing my people misinformed and disinformed. I'm sick of it because this is disgusting. And there's also a part of me that wants to say when things start hitting the fan, he's already talking mass deportation and everything, all types of judgment is going to come out, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm judging you because this is who you voted for, and I don't want to hear no complaints. If you want to talk to me, I need to see your voter registration card. Period. So I just appreciate you holding space and all the work that you do.
Thank you so much, Alderwoman. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I wasn't sure if you guys could hear me. Thank you so much to the Alderwoman. To do lives back in the day, she would make her presence known, so it's good to see familiar faces as well. I am going to the next person.
Hey, Memphis, Tennessee.
Hello. Tell me your name and where you're from.
All
Oh,
right, Angela Rye.
Memphis. Memphis
I'm
has
gonna
a
be.
special place in my heart. It
I'm
really
doing pretty good. How
does.
about you?
How you doing?
Oh man, you gonna be just
Well,
fine. I promise you, man.
I've had better
Foundation of Black
days,
Americans.
brother.
We done been through hell and high water in this country. This day, we'll get past this day. We got past slavery. We are the foundation and the backbone of this country. We're definitely gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I just wanted to say this to you, and this is a safe space. So I want to say this. Um, how can I say this respectfully? Angela Rye, I'm gonna be so real. I'm gonna be so real, Angela Rye. I did
I don't
not
know, but if you
vote for Donald Trump.
can't,
I believe Donald Trump is a super racist. However, I did not vote for Kamala either. I voted independent. I,
hmm,
thank you for correcting me.
Kamala.
Carmela, Carmela,
Yeah, I want to
Kamala.
make sure.
Yeah,
No, what'd you
yeah.
say?
I'm not trying to listen. I'm not trying to disrespect the lady. I
Kamala
don't care to
Harris.
disrespect women. That's
Yeah.
not my thing. I'm
So
not trying to hear to be disrespectful to her. What I'm saying is, I don't want to say is this. I want to pronounce her name right. So no quarrels there. My whole thing is this: the black men aren't associating with men that are in the Democratic Party anymore. That day is over with. Crying Van Jones, Don Lemon, straight laced black men. No shade, no shade to Don Lemon. I'm pretty sure he's a pretty good guy. We ain't rocking with that type. We not rocking like that. We not rocking
he's
like
a
that. All right.
great guy.
So we are more in lockstep with Nuri Muhammad, Boyce Watkins, straight laced men, right?
Okay. So my friend, I want to
Oh,
hear you, but you've named somebody that's disrespected me remarkably. Um,
okay.
so I'm going
Okay.
to just
Well,
keep going. But
I'm gonna be
I'm
real. Well,
mindful.
I don't.
I'm in tune
Well,
because it's a safe
if the
space,
guy
but
has
I'm
done that,
very sensitive right now.
I hate that he did that. But I'm gonna say this. I actually think this is the. I think actually black people are in a better situation now than they have ever been. Um, no, no. Listen to me. Hear me out. Safe space, right?
Now, what?
I
You
tell
got
you, I
about
tell y'all what.
30 more
In the
seconds of
last
safe
60
space.
years, the
You
Democratic
do.
Party hasn't done anything
Yeah.
but pull the wool over our eyes. Listen. I'm not a Republican. Listen, I'm
That,
not a Republican.
that's not true, friend. That's not true, friend. I'm not saying you're a Republican. Just because you're not a Republican don't mean you're not that you're telling the truth, friend. That's just not true. And let me tell you this, because I think it's important. You live in Memphis, and I've been there,
Who
and
is
I saw
that?
when that mayor was trying to bop y'all over the head. I came down there, and I got to
Jim Strickland?
I can't remember his name. The white mayor, like during the MLK, Jim Strickland. I know what you talking about. We talking about Dixiecrats in the South. I'm clear about that. I understand that. I understand that. So those folks, I understand. There's a spectrum in the party. I'll give you that. There are a lot of folks in the Democratic Party that are racist, but there are a lot of folks too, like some of my mentors, who do so much for Black folks, who have gone out of who have fought the racists in the Democratic Party. So I don't want to put them all in the same bucket because that's not fair. Jim Strickland didn't do shit for Memphis. I will give you that. And there were a lot of other folks that stood in the way. But my friend Tammy Sawyer, who is now a clerk, who was a commissioner before that, has busted her behind for Memphis. I know a lot of folks that work very hard. So I just want to be careful about blanketing that generalization
So
and figuring out what instead we can give in terms of demands to
I
folks.
voted for the
But
woman
you
that
voting
talked about
independent, who did you vote
reparations,
for?
Jill Stein.
Who was it? What's her name? So let me tell you something. Jill Stein called me a black face in a high place. Jill Stein got more smoke for black women that you say you respected and don't got shit to say about Donald Trump. Jill Stein uses Donald Trump's lawyer. Jill Stein pops up every 4 years as the Russian compromise she is after sitting at a head table with Vladimir Putin because she don't really care about us, friend. That's the truth. And I'm not saying you can't. Let me tell you, the democracy that I believe in should have more than 3 parties. It should. But I'm telling you
And
right
voting.
now, brother, that was not a good use of your vote. You could disagree with Kamala Harris, but one thing I know for sure, she don't disrespect your sisters and she don't disrespect your brothers. This woman disrespected me on air. And I ain't said anything because I didn't want to give her the attention that she did not deserve before the election. But Jill Stein, I'm telling you right now, keep my name out your mouth. Watch how you come at me, and don't you ever say nothing else about me being a black face in a high place. You don't even know what that means. You're a white woman from Massachusetts who's never won an election. So what I would say to you strategically, brother, in this safe space where we can hold each other accountable and even be firm, is I would never waste my vote on somebody that ain't never
So let
figured out the
me
math to know how to
so
win.
let me
She
so let
don't
me
even
say this,
know how
Angela,
many
and like
members are in the
listen,
House
man.
of
I
Representatives. Could
listen
not
to me.
answer that
Like I
question.
said, listen to me.
And this
We
is
just
your
trying to
closing
understand
remark.
each other better.
Yeah,
Black men feel like this, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, you can't say that
Don't
I
speak
don't
for
speak on
all
for the
black men,
brothers.
brother. Just speak for yourself. It's fine.
Well, I respect.
I wouldn't speak for
I
every
respect.
black woman. It's just
Yeah,
not my place.
yeah.
We were
I
all
respect your
raised differently,
position. I
different
respect your
geographic
position. I would say this.
locations,
I would
different
say this.
incomes. Right?
Black men.
We are not
Black
monolithic.
men today,
Yeah,
we're not the black men of 20 decades ago that just want to drink from the water fountain and assimilate to the suburbs. We have an economic agenda that we have an economic
sure.
agenda that we want because everybody else is getting handouts,
Yep.
business loans, agricultural loans, all this sort of stuff. That's what we want. So listen, we don't want to be painted. We don't want Black Lives Matter
Did
painted
you? Did
on
you?
the
Let me
sidewalks and
ask
in the
you this.
street. We want an
Did you see?
economic agenda. Right.
You're saying you don't want symbolism, you want substance. And I agree with you there too, right? There's more things that you and I agree on than we disagree on. And that's why there are people like in here like in the live, in the live. I don't want it in the live because I want you to know that you're
At the
safe too. But
last
here's the
moment,
thing I want to
she
tell
was
you.
throwing a Hail
Kamala Harris
Mary.
had
Yes,
a
she
plan
did.
for
She didn't
black
have no.
men.
They didn't have, go ahead.
No, it was not the last minute.
Yeah.
Let me ask you
Was
this.
it 107?
How many days was she in the election?
Yeah.
How many days was she the candidate?
Yeah, I did.
107 days. So did
What
you
was
ever
in
look
it?
at
It
the
was all
agenda?
smoke and mirrors. That's what it was in it.
What was in it?
What was it? A $20,000 for small it
What
was a
was
twenty
in the
thousand
agenda,
dollar
friend?
forgivable small business loan that she then said was for everybody. Oh yeah, education loans, bro. We already got
What else was in
everybody
the
got
agenda,
education
friend?
loans. What school me? What is she? What was it? What was it then?
He did not offer education loans. There was. Did you know the agricultural piece that you just brought up? Black farmers were covered in there. Legalization of cannabis was in there. Ensuring that small business owners actually could actually run their businesses was in there. Home ownership was in there. It was 9 pages of policy. Cryptocurrencies in there. 9 pages of
Let me ask you this
policy.
though.
She had a
Let me ask
90
you this.
page
How come she
policy
couldn't
plan
give
on
us a
her
down
website
payment on it?
overall. And no, no,
On
I
that
don't. I
black
let me
agenda, she could have gave us a down payment on it.
a down
What I'm
payment
saying,
on what?
what I'm saying is, hey,
I don't
we've
understand
been
what you
pandered
mean
to
a down.
before. Or we're gonna do this. We're gonna do. What do you mean to your?
How
What do you mean to her
are
own
you
people?
pandering to your own people?
Everybody.
He's not. You know who pandered? The
All
person
right.
you voted for. I'm sending you love, brother. I'm gonna let somebody else come in. Sorry, y'all. I didn't got so hot my voice is out. And it's not because I'm mad at him. I am passionate, deeply passionate about protecting my people. And I hate to see us bopped over the head. He's smart. That's a smart young man, right? But it's not reasonable to me for someone to have an entire plan and someone else selling you a wish and a dream. How you gonna get reparations passed, anything for Palestine passed, and you ain't got a single ally in Congress, in the House or the Senate? But he voted for Jill Stein. Man. Jesus, help. Woosah. We gonna go back to safe space. I'm sorry, y'all. I did not intend to get loud, but I care about my brothers. I'm not mad at them. I'm sending him love, deep love. Ooh. One more person coming in. I just don't know what it'll take. What it will take. Our own folks, man. Okay, they did not accept. Oh wait, my God, baby. What did he get off? Oh no, here we go.
How are you?
Hi, nephew, godson. I'm good. You guys, this is my nephew,
Are you still
godson.
in
This made my
DC?
day. I've been sad all day. Getting to see you makes me happy. Yes, but you
Well,
ain't got to tell everybody on the live. You want to
I
talk
don't
to me
know.
about something else
I mean,
for
I'm feeling
safety
all
reasons.
sorts of ways, but the thing that I'm thinking about that surprised me is how all branches of government is now Republican. So I feel like that means it's a lack of accountability for passing this stuff.
Well,
Oh, okay.
so the first thing
Yeah.
is the House hasn't been called yet. So it's the Senate and it's the presidency, of course. But here's the other piece you may not be thinking about, but we should be thinking about.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court is basically Republican too, because they acting like legislators instead of a court. So it's fair what you're saying. I think that it is a form of accountability, but it's not accountability from us now, our people who sit more progressive. Whether you're Green Party or shoot, even Libertarian or Dem right now,
Yeah.
you're not in a position to hold them accountable. They have to hold each other accountable. And they have 2 years to do that. And if they fail on the things they say they're going to do that people want done, there's an opportunity to get a different Senate majority and a different House majority. But we, of course, have to wait 4 years for another presidential election. If we get another presidential election, since this candidate has said if he wins, this will be the last presidential election. How do you feel? And so, you guys, my godson is going to college next year.
Um,
Are you feeling
it's hard for
afraid at
me
all,
to say I'm
Efe?
afraid. I feel like um in the state I'm in, a lot of stuff doesn't directly affect me. But I feel like I grew up on a lot
Yeah.
of values about compassion and caring about other people. So I guess I'm more concerned for a lot of the other people, the millions of other people that are going to be affected by all the different policies and stuff.
Yeah. Well, what about when you go to school and you see folks who are maybe wearing Make America Great Again shirts or hats or Trump 2024 or whatever?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
how
know
does
how
that
I would
make you
feel
feel
about
seeing
that.
that kind of stuff?
It's some kids at my school who is going for Trump too. So I feel like, yeah, really. Um, so I
Really?
guess I was just trying to.
Oh, I
I
didn't know
mean,
that.
it's not any people who are violent or anything because it's still shoot. Can you hear me? It's still students and high schoolers. But I was just trying to figure out like
Yeah,
their
I can hear you.
perspectives and what they think about it. I think it's easier, like I said, because a lot of the stuff doesn't directly affect us. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure how I'd fare with that
Hmm.
stuff. I think I'll have to figure it out once I get there.
Yeah. Does it make, I know you're considering a college in DC. Is it making you reconsider that given
Um,
that's where all the
I
stuff
don't
will be
think
going down?
necessarily. I feel like it could also be an opportunity to be more involved and be more educated about it. Even if it's not the stuff that I'd be rooting for. Um, but it doesn't erase immediate concern, I don't think.
That's good. Well, you seem like you have uh, a good perspective right now, level head. Is there something you want to share with the folks to encourage them for folks who might
Um,
be a little more down or discouraged than you
I'm
are right
trying
now?
to just trust God, trust the process. I think, um, yeah, I don't know. Um, I don't know. Like I said, it's hard for me because I'm not really a person who's going to be directly affected. I feel like, um, but for all the people who might be, um,
Yeah.
just stay grounded. I feel like, um, and I guess I'll just say trust God too.
We trust in God, but
Yeah,
I'm mad at him right now. I ain't gonna lie to you
it's
guys. I'm just
understandable.
a little confused, and we're allowed. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna swing at him, or nothing. I ain't gonna swing at him, but I'm a little mad.
Okay, sounds good. I'll let you talk
Okay,
to somebody else.
honey. Well,
Have a
I'm
good
gonna
rest
check
of the
in
day.
with you tomorrow.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. Okay, that made my day. That's my nephew Godson. That's my best friend's son. I needed that moment. So seeing his name, I was selfish. I had to pick him. And let's see who else we have. Trying to get the request to join up. They're going slow. Let's see here. Well, while this is taking a long time, um, somebody asked, how does the Democratic Party move forward? I want y'all to think about that question. I think it's an interesting question. I think it's one that most of my friends and I have been wrestling with all day. For those of us who attended Kamala Harris's speech, concession speech today, it's something that came up because she's regularly talking about a path forward and turning the page. She spent the campaign talking about that. I don't know why the request to join are. Oh, here's some requests. Now it's still not. It's not letting me have anyone else join. It might be a sign that it's time. Um, but yeah, y'all, this has been very good. For whatever reason, it's not letting me ask anybody else to join. If you say in the comments that you really want to join, I'll call you from there. I'll try. But if not, I'm going to end this live uh, because I don't know why it's not working. But this is important. I think that you don't have to have me to create safe spaces. You can um, you can do it on your own, you know. Here's one person that's asking to be added. Let's see. Here we go. See if that works. It's not happening. I don't know, guys. I don't know what's happening. I just tried to add somebody. It's still not working. So that said, maybe, Conrad, I tried to add you. It's not letting me, my friend. Um, but if you all can't be added here, please go and make sure that you connect with other folks and hold your own safe spaces. You don't have to have a platform. You don't have to be a leader. You don't have to be a business owner. You could be a student like my nephew Godson. You could be a retired military vet, whatever it is. Like, go and hold your own safe spaces, and let's ensure that we know we're not alone. We're going to move through this together. I really don't want to get off with y'all because I do not want to face my feelings. But alas, it's probably what is happening. God's probably like, I'm shutting down this live. You mad at me? Come talk to me. Okay. You guys are saying, let Conrad join. I tried. It's not letting me. Okay. So I appreciate you all. As we say on Native Land Pod, welcome home. That you always have a safe space with me, even if we disagree a little bit. That's all right. But let's keep it going. Y'all take care, and I'll put this up. Sending you love. Sending to my cousin on here, and everybody else who came through.